That's right, Susie. I'm going to be on stage a little later talking with some of the members of the orchestra and hearing what they think about the French music in tonight's programme. But just taking a look up the ball run, it does appear that they're mostly settled in their places, ready to start. We're pretty much set to go. Well, he's just come off stage and has come straight to talk to us. Thank you very much, Donald. Congratulations on a fascinating first half and a real mix of pieces that the audience may know many of, but at least one they're less familiar with. What was your idea in putting them together?
I think the pieces have a great deal in common, and I think besides the fact that they're French, they are probably some of the most remarkably orchestrated pieces for orchestra. That is to say, both Debussy and Ravel had this consummate knowledge of the sights and sounds, and I use the word sight deliberately, the sights and sounds of any given instrument in that 100-piece orchestra. And they take you on this journey, as much the bolero, which he rather facetiously referred to as a piece for orchestra without music. And it still brings the house down. But they're, even in that, even in the simplest of forms, he introduces the most incredible orchestral colours, which I personally, and I think this is what leads me to be so utterly fascinated by this, I feel as if I could reach out and touch these colours.
Is that what's special for you?
It's very visceral, it's very physical, it's supremely sensuous, and it is all impressions. It's as I say, I mean, I consider the piece that we're about to hear, the Daphnis et Chloe, as in some ways the Bible when it comes to how you write for an orchestra. How you can, in an orchestra, you can create this living organism, this being. This orchestra breathes, this orchestra tells a story. You can hear the wind, you can hear the water, and it's, in that sense, I suppose we can call it programmatic, but it's far more than that. Well,
many of the audience, perhaps everyone knows Bolero, but there may be plenty of people who don't know Daphnis and Chloe. So what could we expect? What's the idea that we should listen out for behind this piece?
I would say, I hope some people listening to it will know a little bit about the actual story of the ballet, because it is a ballet, and as we know, you go to Sleeping Beauty, a story is told, there's a narrative. And in this love story, if you like, Daphnis and Chloe, it's very clearly programmatic in the sense it's telling you a story. But even if you were not to fully comprehend the story, once again, it's a little like a portal into this extraordinary world. I mean, it's hard to describe, but just in the very first bars of that piece, it is an utterly, it invites you in. And, I mean, if I say it's like the lights going down at the movies, and all of a sudden for 2 hours you're transported into a completely different place, and then the lights go up. Well, in a similar sort of way, the lights go down at the beginning of this piece, and for 45 minutes you're transported into this mythical world, where, as I say, the orchestras become like characters. And from the highest piccolo to the lowest contrabassoon, it's exquisitely, sensuously and beautifully written.
Well, thank you very much, Donald. Wish you all the best for the second half.
Thank you.
We've heard there the view then of the chief conductor, but what about the members of the orchestra who are going to be playing this piece? We were talking to some of them in rehearsal.